everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Shell. I have a story time for you guys today that is so crazy because I never thought in a million years that I'd be sitting here telling you guys this story, because I swear to you not, when it happened to me, I don't even know how many years ago, like maybe over a decade ago when it happened. I remembered I swore myself to secrecy right there on the couch, and I was like, I'm never telling anyone about this. Like, this is so embarrassing. I'm never telling anyone about it. Then here I am, years later, telling it to the entire internet. And I don't know, it's a scary feeling, but oh my god, it's just too funny not to. And I mean, it happened when I was really young, so if anyone wants to hold that against me, fuck them, they're fucking crazy. But anyways, without further ado, let's jump into this video. Okay, so let's just back up so you guys can understand like the time frame, my age, things like that. I was probably around 9 or 10 when this happened, and this happened when I used to live with my grandma upstate in Utica, New York. Pretty much Utica, New York is like a fucking no man's land. Like, it's so fucking dead up there, and being that young, living up there like for a whole year of my life, it's frigid cold all the fucking time. Even as you're going into summer, it's still fucking cold, and there's just nothing to do. Like, all my friends that live up there have kids now, because that's just how fucking boring it is. Like, all you want to do is stay home and fuck, because it's that cold and there's nothing to do up there. So anyways, in saying all of that, I was living with my grandma, like I said before, and she was like this devout Christian, this devout churchgoer. I'm talking can't miss a fucking Sunday. Like, she would be sick to death and she'll still be dragging herself to church. Like, that's gonna make her feel any fucking better. But anyways, also she was like a high member where she would like sing in the church choir and shit like that. So on that particular Sunday, if any of my friends know me, they know that I have a very funny stomach. Like, I can eat the same food, and depending on the day, it'll fuck me up. Like, one day I could eat it and I'll be completely fine and nothing would happen, and I would just go about my day like nothing occurred. Then the next day I could eat the exact same thing and my stomach would be like, no bitch, we're gonna be on that toilet for a long fucking time. And that's what happened this particular Sunday. I wasn't feeling well, and I guess she felt like I was trying to get, you know, talk my way out of going to church or something, and she was like, no, you're going. I don't care if you're dying, you're going to church, it's okay, God will revive you, all that type of shit. So girl, homegirl dragged me to church feeling all types of crazy, because I ate something, I don't even remember what the fuck I ate that morning, but I just knew that it was not sitting well with me, and it was only a matter of time before it was time. Before it was time, girl. So got to church, you know, about maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes to an hour in. I know that's like a long fucking span. But within that span of us getting to church, you know, I'm sitting, and then of course, I'm not even sitting in the fucking pews like the regular people. I'm sitting in the fucking choir pews with her because, well, I was the only one there and I was still fairly young, so she didn't want to like keep me in the pews with the general public. She wanted me next to her. So I'm sitting there in the fucking choir pews, front row, bitch, front fucking row. And she's singing, she's doing all of this. The time where it struck me that I had to use the bathroom, they were still like singing, they were still in praise and worship or whatever. So I told her, you know, I have to go to the bathroom, and I excused myself. Now, ever since I was little, I would have to say around 6 or 7, after I watched Deep Blue Sea or Jaws or one of them motherfucking shows where sharks were involved, and them sharks were fucking vicious and violent as fuck. Ever since I watched one of those shows at that age, I remembered I told one of my cousins that I was gonna use the bathroom, because I was just one of those kids that I always announced what the fuck I was gonna do. And I remember I told my cousin, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna use the bathroom. And he was like, oh, I wouldn't do that if I were you. And I'm like, the fuck? Why? And he was like, did you not just see what we watched? The sharks are gonna be waiting for you in the fucking toilet to eat you. And I'm like, and you know, like at 5 or 6, like that's easily believable. Like as a kid, you're just like, holy fuck, like this could really happen. Fast forward into me being an adult, sorry. I know that it can't happen, like logically. I know that it's impossible, but the mind is so fucking powerful. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, the mind is so powerful that even though I know it can happen, somewhere deep dark in a little fucking crevice in my mind, I start thinking, oh my god, there's a possibility that this can fucking happen if I'm not in a well-lit bathroom stall. Like, if I'm not in a well-lit toilet stall, some weird shit could come out the fucking toilet and get my ass and like bite my ass, and like before you know it, they'll just come in the bathroom and find remnants of me in the fucking stall. Like, this is gonna be crazy. Anyways, fast forwarding back to that. So I go to the toilet and all the stalls are hella dark. Like, when I say hella dark, bitch, I mean hella dark. Like, the placements of the lights in the church bathroom was all the way fucked up, because it was basically like one row of lights where, like, over the sinks where you would wash your hands, but there weren't any lights parallel to that in the back. I'm trying to like envision how it was like made up, and it's crazy that I even vividly remembered all this shit. But anyways, there wasn't any lights parallel to the ones in the front by the sink, so the back was hella fucking dark, and then by the sinks were like hella fucking light. I'm like, I think you fucking need the lights back here, because you're gonna need to know if you have shit on your hands or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't necessarily need all that light to fucking wash your hands. Like, you can wash your hands. So anyways, with that being said, I was like, keep in mind, I had to use the bathroom really bad. So 10-year-old me is pacing back and forth in this fucking bathroom, and I'm just like, oh my god, I really need to use the bathroom, I really need to use the bathroom, but it's so fucking dark in here. Like, it's so dark in all the stalls, and I'm like checking all the stalls to make sure like which one has the more light and all this fucking weird bizarre shit, and it was all the same. Like, they were all so dark. And finally, when I just told myself, I'm like, I can't hold this until I get home, like I have to go now, I finally just picked a stall and I went in, and I knew immediately, just from closing in the doors, it got just 10 times fucking darker. And I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna be that bitch just gonna sit on the toilet, because it just got hella dark, like darker than it already was in here before with the door open. So I'm not gonna be sitting on the toilet now that it's this much darker, because I can fucking get eaten by a shark in here. Like, I'm not sitting down on the toilet. So my smart genius ass decides I'm gonna take off all my clothes. Okay? I decided at this point, I'm taking off all my clothes. Like, from waist down, everything is coming off. So, shoes came off first. I think that day in particular, I was wearing a weird brown skirt. Was I wearing a brown skirt? I was either wearing a brown skirt or I was wearing brown jeans, but I just decided, whatever, that bitch has to come off, like, I have to go, honey. So I take off the shoes, I take off the skirt or the pants or whatever the fuck I was wearing, and I put it on the little, like, I used one of the little hoops on it, and I hung it on like the bag thing, like the little hook that most toilet stalls have inside of it. I hung it there, and then I proceeded to take off my underwear, and I just threw my underwear over like the little, you know, I threw it over my pants pretty much. And I decided that I was going to make a nest, if you will. I was gonna make a nest of toilet paper on the floor where I would shit on and then pick up and throw in the toilet, because I wasn't taking any chances. I'm sorry. I wasn't taking any chances of me fucking disappearing through the toilet bowl just because I had to use the bathroom and a malicious shark thought my ass was delicious. So I make my little nest on the floor or whatever with all the toilet paper, and then I proceed to start shitting on it. Now all was well, all was going fine, until a little bratty bitch came into the bathroom and was like, ew, it smells in here, blah, 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 blah. I don't know who the fuck she was talking to. I think she was talking to like her friends. I think 2 of them came in, so it was like her and her friend. So she comes in with her friend and she's like, oh my god, ew, it smells in here. And then she goes in the bathroom stall next to me. And as this is happening, my nightmares are coming to life, because I'm like, first of all, my shit wasn't like a regular shit, it was like a diarrhea type shit. So, you know, it's like soft and weird. I'm so sorry for like putting you guys through this, but sorry for the visuals, but it was like diarrhea type shit. So it's rapidly seeping through the nest of toilet paper that I created on the floor. And you know, like public toilets or whatever, like they don't have that good shit toilet paper. Like they have like that 1 ply, half a ply shit that you could just like break a finger, like you just poke a finger through, not even forcefully, and it fucking tears. So imagine all of that. It was a big ass load. And then the bitch looks down for whatever reason and she's like, oh my God, is that shit on the floor? Oh girl. When old girl realized there was shit on the floor, I don't know if it was just like kid's nature to want to find out who it belonged to or who was in there, because I knew she fucking saw my feet. This bitch started to attempt to like put her head under to like see who was there, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, no. So I start like kicking at her and I'm like, no bitch, like you're not gonna see who the fuck is in here. No way. So I started like kicking her, like, you know, kicking at her or whatever so she could just leave. And she was like, oh my God, ew, like, you know, get everyone in here, like, oh my God, this is so gross, blah, blah, blah. So the other girl leaves and she like goes and tell like one of the elders or whatever, like there's somebody that's taking a shit on the floor in the toilet. So one of the elders come in and they're like, hey, like who's in here? Like, why are you, you know, shitting on the floor, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, why did this little ratty ass bitch mind her fucking business? Like she has no idea my phobia of toilets when, you know, she has no idea my phobia of dark toilet stalls. Like she should just fucking minded her business. Like she had no reason to drag the fucking elders in here. Now I'm gonna have to explain why there's shit on the floor. So once she left, I knew that it was gonna get worse. I knew that people were gonna start coming in. So I tried to like push out whatever else I had left because my stomach was still killing me. Like when I say killing me, bitch, I mean killing me. It was still killing me. It was still cramping. It was still doing the most. And I was just like, oh my God, like I have to finish now because people are gonna start coming in because she's gonna go tell them that, you know, there's shit on the floor. I start like trying to finish really quick or whatever, and then I start cleaning up the nest. Now, like I said, it's fucking horrible at this point because my shit was like diarrhea type shit, and the toilet paper was no match. Like it was so fucking thin. All the shit just kept on fucking falling out and falling through, and I had to continuously clean. And my smart ass wasn't thinking to flush multiple times. So I piled all that toilet paper in there with all the shit all over it. And then at the end of the day, the toilet couldn't flush because it was too much shit and it was too much toilet paper. So now I'm stuck there like, oh, now they're really gonna know who the fuck it is because I've been gone. Let's just think about it for a second. I've been gone. I was front row in the choir pew. I've been gone now for probably over 30 minutes. And I'm like the only culprit that's been in the bathroom for this long. Like everybody else is enjoying praise and worship. Everybody else is enjoying the pastor's sermon. I'm the only one that's been gone for 30 minutes until this fucking ratty ass bitch came in and was like having to use the bathroom or whatever. So obviously like everyone put 2 and 2 together and was like, oh, it was her. So after that, whatever, I cleaned up myself and, you know, I got dressed, redressed and everything. I put back on my underwear. Put back on my pants, put back on my shoes, everything. And that's when I discovered, like I said earlier on, that I couldn't flush the toilet. I'm just like, oh my fucking God. Because at that age, I wasn't smart enough to figure out, hey, why don't you flush this bitch multiple times so that you won't have this backup problem? And there was no plunger in sight. So I'm just like, oh my God, like this is just getting worse and worse and worse by the second. And eventually, like, I came out to wash my hands and I was the only one in the bathroom. So I'm like trying to play it off like, oh, it's not me. Like, I don't know, somebody was in here. Like somebody took a shit and it's like all over the floor. Like, look at this toilet. Look at this stall. It's ridiculous. But at this point, like the girl had already like went out and like ran her mouth and like tell everybody that was me. So safe to say I never went back to that church in like 10 years. I gave it enough space between that time where when I went back, no one would remember me, and I succeeded because when I went back, no one knew who I was, no one remembered me, thank God. And the little ratty bitch that grew up just like I did wasn't there, or if she was there, she couldn't remember me, and that was fucking wonderful. So yeah, that's my story of a time where I took a shit in a church bathroom and shit got real. Literally, all because I'm fucking scared of dark toilet stalls, because deep in my mind somewhere this irrational fear of a shark jumping out of a toilet to bite my ass. I couldn't even fucking think about what it would be doing. But a shark jumping out of a toilet to bite my ass is so real in my head that it's like, it was worth the risk of shitting on the floor, getting caught by everyone, and facing that world of embarrassment. I'm hot just fucking talking about this shit. Like, ooh, bitch. I'm hot just thinking about it. Like, oh my God. That was a really fucked up time in my life. But that's all I wanted to share with you guys. It's extremely gross. I know. I'm sorry for giving you the visuals, but that I just vividly remember it. Out of all the shit that I've been through in my life, that is one of the things that vividly stick out to me, and it's so weird that out of all the things that did, this is the one that stuck out. That's all I had to say. That's all I wanted to share for right now. And until the next time, in the next video, you guys need to stay blessed. Bye.